Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. Go to f2bbs.com, www.f2bbs.com, the last bastion of free speech on the interweb. That's right guys, I want you to go to www.f2bbs.com. That's right, I want you to go there. You can, this is a great site to fight against all sorts of nastiness by posting on f2bbs.com, the last bastion of free speech on the interweb. Go there, guys. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. We're doing paid reviews. We want to do the paid reviews. This is paid review 21QA14. This is for Mark. And this here, before we begin, let's do a quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing Rolex Submariner. This is the Submariner date, the new 41mm. Okay guys, let's jump straight into this here. Hey Arch, requesting a paid review of the Bremont Broadsword Bronze. Please don't use my last name. Also, more generally, as a watch collector and enthusiast, what do you think of the Bremont brand? There seems to be an extraordinary amount of hate against Bremont. Many collectors saying it's a poser brand with made up history, but what do I know? You're the expert. Do you agree with these people, or do you think Bremont is a legitimate brand? Very good question there indeed. Now I got to tell you there, the Bremont Broadsword, I'd like to rename it the Bremont Broadmoor. Broadmoor, that's right, that's that famous psychiatric hospital in the UK for Britain's nastiest psychopaths. That's right, Broadmoor, home of the Yorkshire Reaper. The Bremont Broadmoor, because you'd need to be inside. You'd need to be mentally deranged to buy this sort of crap. Totally honest with you, it is actually a beautiful, this is a nice looking watch. I'm just looking at my teleprompter. I'll put a picture here for you guys, the punters at home. So this is kind of a, it's very much a IWC Mark 11 inspired, you know, Mark 10, what is it, Mark 10, you know, it's the IWC military aviation type watch. And I gotta tell you, it looks quite nice in the photos. Out of the colors there, so they got a greeny, a tealy green, they got a grey, well, it's a blacky brown, and they got a chocolatey brown. So 3 different variations there. Actually quite attractive. I got to be honest with you, they look very nice. They're in bronze. The top part is in bronze, which is a very cool sort of material at this point. What can you say here? Indeed, here it is good. That they look very nice there. Okay, very IWC, very aesthetically, I think they're actually quite a pleasing watch. The problem is this is where we run into trouble here. Is that when we look at what is this watch itself there, what is it itself, what's the engine to this thing, and it's not even a bloody ETA, it's a bloody Sellita. It's a Sellita, and that's kind of, you know, I don't know what to say. It's a Sellita based movement. It uses the Sellita SW260-1. It's a modified Sellita. Bremont calls this the BE-95-2 AV chronometer rated movement. It's in a bronze case. Okay. So I got to be totally honest with you. It is a good looking. It is a relatively good looking piece. The problem is the fundamentals are so wrong. If this was a £500, $1,000 watch, you'd say, oh, okay, but it's not. How much is this watch here? £3,000. That's 6,000 Aussie. That's some serious coin. 6,000. I mean, I gotta be totally honest with you. For cheaper money, I can get a Tudor Black Bay, brand new. I mean, on the secondary market, there's so many great things, and I gotta tell you, I mean, this watch itself there. So okay, let's look at the watch. It's 40mm case, bronze case. It's brushed. Steel screw down case back, screw down bronze crown, 100 meters water resistant. They've got the dial options. They got slate, Stotec, it's military green, or tobacco. Okay, the dials look nice. The movements, they're Selena movements. That's kind of like cheap copies of an ETA. £3,000. Well, now you Americans, of course, you'd have no idea, but that's actually, I'll just work that out there. £3,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. £3,000 for a no-name watch. See, if you can't afford something decent, and I get it. Not, money can be tight. I get it, okay? So I'm just converting that. £3,000 is $4,100 US. $4,000, man, that is serious coin. For a no, I gotta tell you, see, it's I would much rather, to give you an idea of how bad it is there, I got contacts in the watch industry, okay? A guy came in, he had a chronograph Breitling Super Ocean Heritage, okay? And that was a Series 1, which didn't have the ceramic bezel, it had the aluminum bezel, box, no papers. What did the dealer offer him for that? What did the dealer? 3,000 Aussie. 3,000 Aussie, okay? 3,000 Aussie dollars, which, to put it into you Americans, that's 2.3 US, 2.3. That's what. Now this was a Breitling Super Ocean Heritage. I'd much rather have that than some stupid Bremont Broadmoor. I got to be honest with you. I call it the Bremont Broadmoor because you'd have to be have mental illness to actually buy this thing. I mean, it looks nice enough. I like the colors of the dial. They're very clever guys. No, I mean, I got to be honest with you. Who is Bremont themselves? They're a pair of, I mean, who has children? Nick and Giles. I mean, anyone who has kids named Giles, I mean, they're wealthy English. I got to be completely frank with you. So bloody what? This is a company started in 2002. They've managed to schmooze the Ministry of Defense. Big deal. That's a spent force. That's a nasty force of bureaucracy, if ever there was one. I I gotta be completely honest with you. They are a nice looking watch. Looking at it, if it was a, you know, I think this should be about £599, £600, 1,200 Aussie, 1,000 US. That's what it should really be. It should be $1,000 watch. When they're asking 3,000, it's a bloody joke. Okay, when they're asking £3,000, it's bloody ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. 4,000 US dollars. You've got to be out of your mind. It's actually not a bad looking watch. It's actually it's got some nice cues. It's $1,000 watch. It's not a bloody $4,000 watch. That's the problem. That's the big problem with the Bremont Broadmoor. You'd have to have mental illness to actually contemplate buying this. And I got to tell you, on the secondary market, it has absolutely no resale. Very, very limited resale value. Nobody bloody wants it. And I didn't say it's fair. I didn't say it's fair at all. As far as a watch goes, what do I think of it? Stay the bloody hell away. It's worth nothing. It's worth nothing. It's worth nothing. I gotta be honest with you there. You could do a lot better. The problem with it is it's just so overpriced. It's so overpriced for what it is. It's so overpriced. It's not good value. So there seems to be, now looking at your comment there seems to be an extraordinary amount of hate against Bremont. Well, I think it's because it's you look at what the fundamentals of the watch. It's a bloody Sellita movement in a cool case with a cool dial. That's all it is. There's no substance here in it. The substance is lacking. It's lacking substance. And at £3,000, 4,000 US dollars, man, I can't come on my channel and say that's good value. That's bloody expensive. I mean, a couple years ago you could get a Rolex for that sort of money. You know, I mean, seriously. You could get a nice. What is Bremont's pretending to be is, I suppose their aspirations would be like IWC. They want to be in a British IWC. Well, buy a bloody IWC. Some of those IWCs with ETA or they also use Sellita now. On the secondary market, they're cheap. Nobody bloody wants them. Okay, they're toxic. Dealers don't want them. Customers don't want them. The customers all want bloody Rolex. They want Rolex, 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 Rolex. That's what they want. They don't want bloody Bremont, bloody IWC with Sellita. They want Rolex. Rolex. That's what they want. They want Rolex. They don't want Bremont. It's the wrong thing. They don't want it. They don't want it. I think the reason they get flack is because they're a bunch of pompous English kids who had privilege and all the good things in life that we dream about, and they think us working class plebs are going to be sucked into their fantasy. Niles and Giles, who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are, man? Ego. Made up history, they only started in 2002. What history do they have? What history could they possibly have? But what do I know? You're the expert. Well, they're poor value. That's the problem. I think if someone gave me one, I think there'd be some redeeming features. I mean, a Sellita movement is not a bad movement, to be completely honest with you. But if I had to use my own coin, ooh, expensive. So I got to be totally honest with you, Mark. Stay the fuck away from it. Stay away from it. Do you agree, these people? Do you think Bremont is a legit brand? I don't think there's... Look, they're not a terrible brand. I don't hate them as such, but it's poor value. Poor value. I don't think your money's safe. I can't, honestly, I don't get any sponsorship. I don't get any nothing, okay? I think realistically they could turn the corner. I think Tag Heuer, they started off when they bought Heuer, they started pumping out those garbagey Formula Ones, you know, with the plastic bezels. They were crap. Little midget, little Tag Heuers. Everyone seemed to have one of those. You know, that Formula One. They were garbage. And now they actually produce semi-reasonable, okay, semi-reasonable, at a fair price point. I got to tell you, I'd much rather get a Tag Heuer than a Bremont any day of the week. With the Tag Heuer, at least they retain some value because they have a worth in the secondary marketplace. You buy this Bremont, nobody bloody wants this thing. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. I'm sorry. Nobody wants it. I'm sorry, okay? So my advice to you is stay the bloody hell away. And, I mean, for that sort of money, man, let's be honest, even IWC, toxic brand, nobody wants it, you know, besides a couple models. IWC, I love IWC. I'd rather buy an if you've got 4,000 US to spend, I think you could do a lot better than a Bremont. I would be buying IWC Ingenua. That's a magnificent watch, much better than this Bremont garbage. I'd be buying, even if you wanted to buy new, say you had to buy new because Becky, your girlfriend's buying it as a wedding present and she's busty. I'd get a Tag Heuer over a Bremont. I'd get a Tag, any of the Tag. I'd get a Tag Heuer way over a Bremont. I'd prefer to go to my friends at Vintage Watch Co. and pick up an IWC Aquatimer, Engineer, IWC Ingenua. I'd rather pick up. There's so many good brands out there. I'd even get a Breitling. I'd much rather have a Breitling than a Bremont any day of the week. And Breitling is soft as dog doo-doo. So the Bremont, Broadmoor, because you would need to have serious psychopathic mental illness to consider buying this thing. On paper, it looks nice. Yes, it does. But it's 3 times overpriced what it should be. I'm ArchieLuxury. Stay the fike away from Bremont. Tell me what you guys think of that. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.